Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Notes from the Sewing Room. My name's Becky. Today's video is the midweek catch-up. This is actually edition 2 of my midweek catch-up. Apologies if you can just hear a little bit of noise in the background. My Labrador Bentley's just eating a new treat, so it's a little bit noisy down here at the minute, but you know, I'm just letting him get on with that. Today's video is really all about what I've been crafting and sewing during the last few days, my life as a new mum at the moment, and also my recommendations for TV. Well, I hope you've been having a lovely week so far, whatever you're up to. And I've been out for some coffee today, which was really nice, and a sandwich. I really wanted to support my local sandwich shop before they closed down for lockdown. Me and William have been out for a little bit of lunch today, which is really nice. And we've also been for a lovely walk as well. I'm absolutely loving getting out with the pram at the moment, and you know, just exploring different places around where I live. Last weekend we actually went to Newstead Abbey, which is not too far from me in Nottinghamshire. That was really nice. They've got obviously a kind of house there, but also this lovely gorgeous gardens that you can just walk around. They've got a maze area, they've got beautiful flowers, and particularly for this time of year I just love the kind of autumnal colours that are around in the trees and other things that are growing in the various gardens that we were exploring. And wherever we're going with the pram, I'm constantly telling William about what we can see, and you know, hopefully when he's older we can have more of a conversation, hello baby, about you know, what we're seeing in terms of wildlife and the flowers and the different types of trees and that kind of thing. So you may remember from my last midweek catch-up video, which was last Wednesday, that I booked some swimming lessons. So I was really looking forward to taking William to some swimming lessons, but unfortunately the swimming lessons have now been cancelled, or should I say put on hold until after this period of lockdown that we're going into in England. So, but hopefully, cross fingers, we shall be able to go swimming in December, and I know I'm really looking forward to taking William there. I've ordered his happy nappy, which is this kind of little wetsuit thing that goes over his nappy, and I've also ordered a reusable nappy that he can use each time we go. And these, yeah, so we're all set, and really looking forward to going. So hopefully we shall get to go at some point soon. For anyone that's interested today, I know some of you do like to know what I'm wearing in these videos. Today I'm wearing one of my Sew Over It Edie tops, which is made in some fabric that I was gifted a while ago from Grizilla Fabrics, or by Grizilla Fabrics I think. And I'm wearing one of my Simple Sew Grace skirts as well, which I like, and it's made out of a denim type fabric. So yeah, this is my outfit for today. So what have I been crafting so far this week? Well, on Sunday I had a couple of baby-free hours because my husband was looking after William, so I thought, great, I'm going to get some sewing done, really looking forward to it. I did do some sewing, but unfortunately I didn't get as much done on my projects as I was hoping to, because I was having a nightmare with my twin needle in my sewing machine. And you know, sometimes I think I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with my twin needle. Sometimes it goes absolutely swimmingly and it's brilliant, like this top that I'm wearing, like anything like this cotton jersey, it seems to just fly through, that's fine. But sometimes when I'm using a thicker fabric, and even though I'm using the right size needle, etc., I sometimes run into problems. So you can probably just see in the background there, I've made another Sew Over It Emma dress. So it's kind of like my favourite kind of winter type pattern at the moment, and I am thinking about doing a bit of a sew along for that, so do let me know if you're interested in that. I know a couple of you have commented on one of my previous videos and said that would be something that you would be up for, so do let me know if you are interested as well. If you haven't, let me know already, and that's something that I can have a look to do over the next few weeks perhaps. But I had to twin needle the neckline, so basically you kind of top stitch the facing down and also the hem. So I thought this is going to be a really quick job, it's not going to take me very long, and then I was hoping to move on to doing my Bertha cardigan from the Tilly and the Buttons Make It Simple book. So this is what I was talking about in my last midweek catch-up video. So I have made progress on that, but because I was having to thread and rethread my machine for the twin needle, it ended up taking such a lot longer than I'd anticipated it was going to. So basically my Sunday was kind of pretty much taken up with that during the 2 hours, which sounds ridiculous because it was just kind of two really small things that I had to do, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes, isn't it? The small jobs can sometimes take a really long time. So I don't know, I came to the conclusion in the end that it was the fabric that was the issue, because I looked at the tension on my machine, I changed my needles, I looked at my thread that I was using, tried to use different threads, kind of went through all these different things. So I think it was just probably a combination of different things, and the fabric being really thick and maybe my machine not really liking it too much. I'm not really sure, but I got there in the end. It doesn't look that neat on the inside, but you know, it looks nice from the outside. So but I shall talk more about my Emma dress in my November makes video probably, because I just finished it on Sunday, which was November. So the Bertha cardigan. So the Bertha cardigan is, like I said, from the Make It Simple Tilly and the Buttons book, and it's something that I've wanted to make for ages. I decided in the end to go for a red Ponte Roma fabric, which I'd had in my stash for ages and ages. Don't really remember when I bought it, maybe last year or the year before. It did run when I put it in the washing machine, so I'm hoping, cross fingers, that it doesn't run next time, but I think just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put it in on its own next time I need to wash the cardigan. I have made good progress on this. So it's actually a really simple garment to put together. There's not too many pattern pieces, which is really nice. That the only things that I've got left to do on this project now are to add on the neckband and also to add on the hem band as well. So I'm just going to pop this on so you can actually see the general fit of it at the moment, because I think it would be better than me kind of holding it up. I wasn't sure about the kind of bat wing sleeves, but actually I think I'm probably going to quite like it. So it's got quite a, it's loose, but it's not too loose, if you know what I mean. So it doesn't really go with what I'm wearing today. But I'm just going to kind of stand up so you can see. But you see the kind of the bat wing type sleeves that I've got there. I quite like the long cuffs that are on there. I don't know if you can see, it's got quite a long cuff section, which is quite nice. It's fairly fitted in the lower arm section, and then it's kind of bigger at the top. But I do quite like the shaping down here, and I think when it's finished, it's going to look really nice. So I think it's cropped without being too cropped, because some of my crop cardigans do come right up here, and sometimes I can get a bit of a cold back. So actually, you know, this is probably going to be ideal. So I'm really looking forward to finishing it. So I'm hoping that over the next day or so I can get this done, because I've really not got very much to do, and cross fingers, it's not going to take me very long at all. And then maybe I can move on to doing other projects that I've got on my to sew list. Now I don't know about you, but my kind of list of things that I want to sew just gets longer and longer and longer and longer. And yeah, I just, you know, it's impossible really to keep on top of all the different things that I'm inspired by on Instagram, and things that you tell me that you're making. I'm like, oh, I really want to make one of those as well. And yeah, I've just not really got enough hours in the day. But I guess I've just got to kind of pick my, you know, my top few things that I want to try and get done, you know, this month and before Christmas and whatnot. So I've got lots of Christmas making plans that I want to do as well. So, but I shall get there. I will keep you posted on the progress of my Bertha cardigan anyway. I have made this in a size 3, that's in terms of Tilly and the Button sizes, which I think is a UK size 10. And I'm pleased with the, you know, the fit so far. Like I say, I've not finished it, but we're almost there. So that's all good. So I don't know if you managed to check out my Christmas gift ideas video that I recorded and uploaded last Saturday. If you haven't checked that out already, then please do check out the video after you've watched this one today. I'd love it if you did that. I've got lots of different ideas in there of things for all different sewing and craft abilities really. If you're new to sewing, or perhaps if you're a little bit more advanced, of things that you can make for friends and family this Christmas. So I'm hoping to work through some of those ideas myself over the next few weeks as well. I absolutely love Christmas. I really love the festive season, all the kind of the build up to it, Christmas Day itself. I love, you know, the baking. I love mince pies. I could eat those all year round. You probably heard me say that before. And I just love kind of anything to do with homemade gifts. I love giving homemade gifts, and if I receive one as well, then that's always amazing. So I'm kind of looking for different things that I can do. But on my list so far, I've got an advent calendar, which I bought a kit from Crafty So-and-so in Leicester to make, so I'm going to be doing that for baby William, so I'm really excited about doing that. and I'm going to make him a personalised Christmas stocking as well with a W on, so a kind of applique W. So I'm looking forward to working on that one as well. So I shall be doing those at some point later this month. But for now, I have got something that I'm going to be working on, which is more of a craft project than it is a sewing project, I must say. So it involves a Kilner jar, which I'm reusing something that I had in my kitchen. It includes 2 different types of paint, which I actually picked up from the pound shop. So I've got some Shine and Sparkle Ready Mix poster paint, which I got from the kind of kids section. And I've got some metallic acrylic paint as well, which was also from the kind of craft section that they have in there. So why have I bought these? Well, I decided that it might be really nice for Christmas to make a kind of centerpiece for my dining room table, either to use on Christmas Day or, like I say, in the run up to Christmas, or just generally around the festive period really. So when I've been out on my various walks with William and I've been walking through woodland areas, I've been on the lookout for things that I can bring home with me that have, you know, tumbled from the trees already and they've just been lying on the floor. So I was on the lookout for pine cones. So you can probably see here that I've got a bowl full of pine cones, which I've collected when we've been out and about. So I have basically collected these. They were a little bit wet when I brought them home from the park. So I've dried them out. I've had them sitting underneath the radiator for a few days, and I'm going to be painting these. So I bought myself just some basic paint brushes also from the pound shop. So this project has cost me £3 for 2 paints and the paint brushes. And I'm going to be using these poster paints and the acrylic paint to paint little pine cones that I've got here, all different colours in terms of the golds. And I thought they'd be really nice to put inside this jar with some Christmas lights, which are battery operated. So I shall paint these up and put them in there, and then basically open up these lights and kind of put them down through the jar so that the shininess of the paint on the pine cones kind of shines through the various lights, and I just think it's going to look really pretty. It probably seems like a bit of a random idea. I saw something really similar on TV on one of the kind of morning TV programs here in the UK, and I just thought, oh, I could do that myself. That's not going to cost very much to do, and it's just something a little bit different that potentially I can paint these sitting in front of the TV of an evening, and you know, then just leave them to dry overnight, and then I can put them in my jar with the battery operated lights. So I shall let you know next week how I'm getting on with that. It shouldn't take me too long at all. I've just not really had a chance to do it so far this week. I was hoping to get it ready before this video today, but with one thing or another, I've just not really had time. That's the thing, having a newborn baby, you know, some days you have more time than others to kind of do various things. So my recommendations for TV this week. I am a bit of a TV addict. I don't know if I've ever told you that before, but apart from kind of sewing, crafting, baking, that kind of thing, one of my absolute loves in life is sitting down in front of the TV of an evening with my feet up on the sofa, pyjamas on, maybe a nice big slouchy cardigan or a dressing gown, and just kind of sitting there and just looking through the guide, what's on TV, and kind of planning my evening. So one of my absolute favourite programmes, which you may know if you've watched any of my other videos, is Strictly, or Strictly Come Dancing as some people call it. I am loving this year's series. I feel like everyone needs a bit of Strictly in their life. I love the sparkle, I love the costumes, the celebrities are amazing, and I particularly like the 2 presenters as well, Tess and Claudia. They're 2 of my favourite presenters, and I just think they just bring a bit of kind of humour and kind of happiness into my Saturday and Sunday evenings at the moment. So yeah, that's amazing. So this week, unfortunately, so Sunday just gone, we had to lose the first contestant. So the couple scores from both weeks were added to the public vote, which basically meant that 2 couples ended up in the bottom 2. So this week it ended up being Jackie, who's the former Home Secretary, with her partner Anton, and also Made in Chelsea star Jamie Lang. So both of them were in the bottom 2. I thought, you know, they were both, you know, both tried so hard, and it must be really horrible being, you know, the first ones to be in that bottom 2. But unfortunately, Jackie went home this week. But other favourites of mine on the series this year, I really like Caroline Quinton. I think she's doing amazingly well. And I really like Bill Bailey, actually. I think he's doing really well. I think some people perhaps thought that he was going to be you know, not as good as he actually is, but he just seems so light on his feet. He's really trying hard. I think, you know, both of them seem to be really embracing the experience of being on Strictly, and their partners, I guess, are kind of pushing them to, you know, try and go that extra mile. But yeah, they're just so good. So cross fingers they both stay in for a little bit longer. One of the things that I'm really enjoying about this year's Strictly, which is a little bit different, is all of the various CGI kind of animals and cars and various things that they're kind of projecting onto the screen that aren't there in real life. So if you haven't checked out this year's Strictly series, I would definitely recommend looking for those things alone, really. One of the other programmes that I'm really enjoying watching at the moment is Ugly House to Lovely House with George Clark. Now, George Clark is also one of my favourite presenters. I absolutely adore him. I just think he's so handsome, and I just love how he kind of speaks to the various people that he has on his programme, and he just kind of shares his expertise of architecture with them. So I don't know if you've ever seen the programme, but if you haven't, I recommend that you check it out. Basically, people apply to go onto the series, so it's often a family or a couple, maybe an individual person who want a little bit of help with their house to make it look lovely, basically. So that could be inside the property or outside the property, and there's various different sizes of houses on there, different, you know, shapes, sizes, different looks, different periods of houses. And I guess I'm just kind of naturally nosy, and I just kind of like having a look around these various properties and enjoy kind of, you know, hearing all about the different things that they could do to make these properties and houses look completely different. And George Clark kind of holds their hand along the way and guides them to, you know, what might be a good solution to the various issues. But they have a range of different leading architects on the programme who, you know, come together with George Clark to transform these houses, and some of the transformations are just astounding. So if you haven't checked that out already, like I say, I would recommend it. It's on Channel 4 here in the UK, so I think you can check that out on 4OD as well, which is basically the Channel 4 iPlayer. Another thing that I've enjoyed watching over the weekend was The Secret Garden, which is a film which was released in 2020, and it's currently on Now TV. So I subscribed to Now TV and the film section of that, and I noticed it was on there as a new release, so I was really looking forward to sitting down and watching that. So it wasn't a particularly long film, but it was something that I was interested in watching, because when I was younger, I used to have the original Secret Garden film on video, and me and my brother used to sit down and watch it time and time again. I couldn't wait to see what they'd done with the new version of it. If you are unfamiliar with the film Secret Garden, it's a fantasy drama which is based on a novel from 1911. I believe that the 2020 film or 2020 film is actually the fourth film adaptation of the original novel. I only actually know of this current version and the previous one, which I think off the top of my head might have starred Maggie Smith, which was the version that I had on video when I was growing up. But apparently there are a couple of other versions as well, which I've never seen before. So it's set in 1947 in England, and the plot follows a young lady who is unfortunately an orphan, and she's sent to live with her uncle, who lives in a kind of large sprawling property that's got this kind of amazing garden, and she discovers this kind of secret garden which is magical. So even though it is quite a sad story in a lot of ways, it's actually amazing at the same time, because of the you know, the animation that kind of comes from her exploring this garden and the friendships that she makes along the way. It was a little bit slow to get going in terms of the film plot, I thought, but when it actually got going, I really enjoyed it. So if you are looking for, you know, a film to watch and you've maybe never seen that film, or you know, you're unfamiliar with it, then maybe it's something you might think about. The next film that I really want to watch is Roald Dahl's The Witches, which I believe was released just ahead of Halloween this year. I've not had a chance to watch that one yet, so I don't know if you've seen it. If you have, then do let me know, you know, what your review of it is, if you really enjoyed watching it, if you think it's something that I would like. I'm a huge fan of Roald Dahl in terms of his books and the other film adaptations that there's been, so I absolutely can't wait to watch that one when it's released for TV, or perhaps at some point I might get to go to the cinema to watch that one. I hope you've enjoyed watching today's video. Don't forget, if you do enjoy watching my videos, please do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed already. I hope you enjoy watching my videos as much as I love putting them together. But until next time, I shall leave it there and say thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!